I'm currently working my way through all of Katharine Hepburn's films, and Woman of the Year, the 1942 film, is one that sounded really interesting to me. Having now watched it, the characters are interesting, and I enjoyed watching the performances. The narrative itself at times wasn't that interesting, but generally I quite liked it. It's directed by George Stevens and stars Katharine Hepburn, of course, as a character called Tess, alongside Spencer Tracy, who plays Sam. And Tess and Sam end up forming this relationship, and Tess is, well, IMDb describes Tess as having a hectic lifestyle. She's also very headstrong, very successful, very much an independent person with a career at the front of her goals. And that doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with having a traditional marriage. Traditional at the time, of course, where the man works, the man is the breadwinner. It definitely raises a lot of really interesting discussions about the woman's role and what Tess makes of that. And that is something that I love. I think Katharine Hepburn fits that role perfectly. I love Tess as a character. Really love her. And she goes on some character development, as does Sam. I'd say Sam more so than her, even though the film seems to suggest that maybe she's the one who needs to change her approaches. I feel like Sam is the one who has to adapt his way of thinking quite a bit more. And not much happens in terms of, key plot points or things that I found to be particularly interesting. It definitely was more about the characters and their journey, both independently and together. And I did find Tess to be a really fascinating character. There's a point when a character comes into it to mix things up a little bit. It's a character called Chris. I won't say what Chris's involvement is, but you'll know the character when you see him. And I thought that was an interesting take and a different way of looking at things. Not what I had expected. So that's definitely something that I found to be unpredictable, and definitely raised up some more questions, and definitely made me wonder about Sam and what he was looking for from this relationship as opposed to what Tess was looking for. So in all, it was a really good, enjoyable film. I don't think I'd rate it quite as highly as it's done so on IMDb. The overall rating across 10,000 reviews and ratings is 7.1 out of 10. For a feature film, that's definitely a really respectable, very good rating. And I think I'd rate it slightly lower than that, but not too much. I did enjoy it. It's not my favourite Katharine Hepburn film, but actually might be one of my favourite Katharine Hepburn characters to date. But I do still have quite a few of her films to watch because she did quite a lot. So definitely worth watching if it's something that sounds like it appeals to you. It's not perfect, but there are definitely a lot of positives to it.